A major constitutional and political reform proposal is currently under discussion in India that could significantly reshape the structure of the country's parliament. The central government has proposed increasing the strength of the Lok Sabha from 543 to 850 members through the Constitution 131st Amendment Bill 2026. Hello, my name is Ashutosh Srivastava and I bring you the best from home and abroad. The proposal is closely linked to two major objectives: the implementation of the long-pending women's reservation law and the need to address population changes that have occurred since the last delimitation exercise, which was based on the 1971 census freeze. According to the draft proposal, the expanded Lok Sabha would include 815 seats for states and 35 seats for union territories. One of the key goals is to implement a 33% reservation for women in parliament, which translates to approximately 273 seats being reserved for women candidates. The plan also includes a system of rotating reserved constituencies after each delimitation exercise. Supporters of the proposal argue that the expansion will improve the quality of representation in the world's largest democracy. At present, each member of parliament represents roughly 27 to 28 lakh citizens. With 850 seats, this number could reduce to around 18 to 19 lakh citizens per MP. This is expected to allow for closer engagement between elected representatives and the public, and potentially more effective delivery of governance at the constituency level. Another important aspect of the proposal is delimitation based on the most recently published census data, likely the 2011 census. Delimitation refers to the redrawing of constituency boundaries based on population changes, and it is also intended to correct imbalances in representation between states and differing population growth rates actually. However, the proposal has triggered significant political debate and concern, particularly around federal balance. Now, several critics argue that states with low population growth, especially in southern India, could be disadvantaged, as states with higher population growth could gain more seats. This raises questions about fairness in representation between different regions of the country and the long-term balance of federal power. There are also concerns about whether a larger Lok Sabha could become more difficult to manage. With 850 members, parliamentary debates, voting procedures, and legislative discussions could become more and more complex and time-consuming as always. Some critics worry that increasing the size of the House may reduce efficiency rather than improve governance. The opposition has also raised procedural and political questions. Parties including the AAP, Rashtriya Janata Dal, and Ravindra Munetra Kazhagam are reportedly demanding that delimitation be based on the most recent census data rather than the 2011 figures. They argue that using outdated population data may not reflect current realities. Now, in addition, some opposition leaders are seeking clarity on the implementation of a quota within quota system for women from backward classes, arguing that simply reserving 33% seats may not ensure equal representation across all sections of society. A high-level opposition strategy meeting is expected to coordinate responses ahead of the upcoming parliamentary session, where the constitutional amendment is likely to be discussed. Since constitutional amendments require a two-thirds majority in both houses of parliament, as well as ratification by at least half of India's states, the proposal will require broad political consensus to move forward. Now, the government, meanwhile, views the proposal as a historic reform that would modernize India's democratic structure. It argues that expanding the Lok Sabha and introducing a strong women's reservation system will make the House more representative, inclusive, and aligned with the country's demographic realities. If implemented, the changes are expected to take effect from the 2029 general elections, marking one of the most significant structural changes to India's parliamentary system in decades. At its core, this proposal reflects a larger national debate: how to balance representation, federal fairness, efficiency, and inclusivity in a rapidly changing democracy. While supporters see it as a step towards strengthening democratic participation, critics caution that it could reshape political power dynamics between states in ways that require careful consideration. As discussions continue, the bill has already set the stage for one of the most important constitutional debate in recent years. one that could redefine the scale and structure of India's lower house for generations to come. Thank you for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.